When I studied law at university many years ago, I took a real interest in the tort of negligence and looking at the legal issues that would form part of a claim where someone has sustained injury at the hand of someone else's failings or negligence. And I was fortunate enough that straight from leaving university, I managed to secure a position with my employers, and I've really enjoyed the work that I've done representing injured people for the last 25 years. An injury is serious if it has a profound effect upon the individual's life and lifestyle, be that in terms of their work and what they can or can't do as a result of an injury that's been sustained, but also the impact it has upon their social life, home life, hobbies, sports, interests. The first thing is that the case is allocated to a designated, experienced serious injury lawyer, and that person, upon receipt of instructions to act on behalf of an individual and their family, will arrange to meet the family and the individual in whatever environment suits the client best, be that in their home. Sometimes we visit people who are still in hospital, or if they're well enough, in our offices, but a face-to-face meeting at the outset to get to know the person and the family and to build that relationship of trust is absolutely key. No two cases are the same. Every case is unique. We understand that. However, having lawyers who have done similar types of cases, both in terms of how the injury was sustained and the effect and nature of the injury itself, is a real advantage, because we can plan, guide, support, help as the claim progresses when we're representing our clients and their families. There are two aspects to any serious injury case. Firstly, there's the evidence that needs to be obtained to assess blame or fault, because personal injury law is negligence-based law. And secondly, there's the evidence that you need to collate to assess the quantification of the claim. In relation to the circumstances of how the injury was sustained, then all sorts of pieces of evidence are often important. Witness statements, CCTV, videos of incidents occurring, accident reconstruction reports, expert evidence in relation to liability and assessment of fault. And in terms of quantification of claims, medical evidence, assessment of medical records, understanding the nature of the injury, the impact it has on an individual, as well as establishing evidence in relation to various heads of damage that need to be claimed as part of the claims process: loss of earnings, pension loss, loss of overtime, care and assistance, loss of services, rehabilitation, medical expenses. There are numerous heads of damage that need to be considered when you're representing someone who has been seriously injured. In any serious injury case, court proceedings have to be commenced within 3 years of the date of the injury being sustained. Once court proceedings have been lodged, then cases will be determined by a timetable set by the court. When determining the value of a serious injury claim, there are numerous things that need to be considered. Firstly, we have to obtain expert, independent medical evidence to help us and the courts understand the nature and extent of the injury that has been sustained and the effect that it's had upon the injured person. That could be from a number of different medical experts in different fields or disciplines, and that will assist us in assessing the claim for injury, pain, suffering and loss of amenity. In addition, we have to get evidence to substantiate a claim for the financial losses that the individual has sustained and will sustain going forward sometimes for the rest of their life, as a result of the serious injuries that they have sustained. And again, expert evidence, documents, collation of information is really key to establish these losses. Initially, we're focused upon our clients' rehabilitation and treatment needs. We can arrange for interim payments from insurers and the defendants to facilitate this at an early part in the case. We can arrange expert involvement from independent treatment providers to facilitate a person's rehabilitation and recovery. It's really, really important in a serious injury case that the injured person gets access to the best possible medical treatment at the earliest possible stage for this to be undertaken. And our team of lawyers are dedicated to ensuring this occurs in all cases. We have many partnerships with charities and organisations where we can signpost our clients to for help and support. And it's not only the clients that we're representing who have been injured, it's also the impact upon family and friends, loved ones, spouses, siblings, children, parents. Serious injury can affect everyone in that family unit, and knowing that we have the people in place and can signpost to other organisations to support the whole family is a really important aspect for us. In addition, we can refer people for benefits advice in terms of what they may or may not be entitled to, and also the aftercare services that we provide once cases have settled, in terms of our court protection team, in terms of financial advice that we can put people in touch with financial advisors to ensure that the settlement monies are invested and deliver for the remaining life of the injured person after the case has reached a conclusion in terms of settlement of damages. I've recently concluded a claim for a pedestrian who was out walking his dog one morning before he was about to go to work later that morning, and he was hit by a vehicle that lost control, left the road, mounted the curb and struck him from behind. The issue that we faced in this case was that he sustained a subtle traumatic brain injury, and through the work that we did with him and the expert medical opinion that we obtained, we were able to ensure that he had early access to interim payments, rehabilitation and treatment. And there was a dispute in the medical evidence in terms of the ongoing effects that the accident had upon this client, and it was a hard fought case. We ended up litigating the case, which means court proceedings were necessary, and we progressed the case, but fortunately we managed to secure a settlement prior to a final court hearing at a round the table meeting, sometimes called a joint settlement meeting. I would advise anyone who has suffered a serious injury to ensure they instruct a lawyer who has knowledge, experience, expertise dealing with serious injury claims. Here at Slater and Gordon, we have a whole team who are dedicated to working with our clients and their families to secure the right rehabilitation packages, the right treatment, getting interim payments at the outset of cases, and progressing the litigation efficiently, promptly, with skill, with dedication, and with use of the correct and appropriate experts. Our lawyers are supported by a whole team of people, assistant solicitors, paralegals, legal assistants. We really do believe and work on a day-to-day basis that your case is our cause.